Good evening, and welcome back to Best Demonstrated Practices. Today I'm going to continue a little bit more about me and let you know who I am and some inside information. In my last video we talked about my childhood and how it affected me positively for the most part, and today we're going to talk about my work experience. I'm one of those guys where I started at 15 bussing, and then I did dish, and then I cooked for several years. 3 actually. I got lucky, I got promoted quickly. I had 4 notable employment experiences that I'm going to talk about. The first one is BD's Mongolian Grill, and my general manager at the time, Bear Merle. Bear is a great man, and he really helped sculpt my future at the time. It was an awesome experience for me. I think he noticed my hard work immediately. And I was rough around the edges, no lying there. I remember one time Bear pulls me in the office and he goes, "Nick, you're awesome, but no one likes working with you." And I was like, "Oh," and he's like, he says, "I can't work with someone that no one likes working with. I want the whole team telling me how great you are to work with from now on." And I fixed it, and I changed that. And there was a few other instances, and I fixed them all, and Bear actually promoted me. To this day, I say that same line to people that work for me. So thank you, Bear, for that. I really appreciate it. He was very patient and very lenient and very great. I couldn't have asked for more. I climbed the ladder at BD's Mongolian Grill, ended up leaving. My next notable piece of experience would be IHOP. I worked for IHOP for about 4 years. IHOP was awesome. Their training, incredible. My district manager is who I owe all the props to for my IHOP experience, and that was David White. Again, very patient, very lenient. I think I've been lucky, and most of my mentors have seen gusto and heart. And whenever I've made mistakes, they kind of brush it off a little bit, and that's been fortunate for me, I'll say, in my career. But David was awesome. He was a big mentor to me, whether he knew it or not. I really clung to everything he said, and he was often very right. He made a lot of great decisions. And after IHOP, IHOP sent me to a 1-week class in Miami, where they put me in a nice hotel room, and they taught me all about human resources. This was a big edge in my management career. 50 hours and learning all about human resources and how to protect the company from being sued is probably the most valuable thing I've ever learned in the restaurant industry. I may even consider doing one of these videos on those. But I can't even tell you that in my every environment since, I've been a key player just because of what they've taught me. I've protected my companies against 2 lawsuits, one for sexual harassment and another just for discrimination, just because of the ways I handle things. Whenever these people, they leave the building, having everyone fill out statements, scanning them into the computer, getting solid evidence the day of. Something that you could perceive as a very small moment in time could be a very big moment in time in someone else's life. When you're asked to recall something a year later, some of those things you get written down can protect you and your company. I was once awarded just because I actually saved my company a very big lawsuit, and they recognized me throughout the workplace, and it felt great. But that was all thanks to the IHOP training. It's incredible the things you're liable for whenever you're in a restaurant. You're basically liable for everything that happens. But I certainly hope you already knew that, and if not, maybe that's why you're watching some of these videos. So that was the biggest thing IHOP, I think, did for me. David White and the human resource classes were great to me. After IHOP, before IHOP, I was a general manager of Dunkin' Donuts. I was a one-man operation. It was very great. Go in at 7 a.m., chug a latte, get a caffeine buzz, push out crazy amount of donuts. We did about $1.8 million a year, and when everything costs $1, it gets pretty busy. I remember before I took the job, for Dunkin' Donuts. I kind of almost didn't. Oh my God, what am I doing? It's fast food. I thought very little of it, you know. And after I took it, I got my butt whooped. And just like everything, to do a great job at anything is serious business. And I went in there and I did a great job, and we had a lot of fun. You got timers ticking on the walls, you got fast food machines going down, hot food warmers, ovens that reach 700 degrees for 15 seconds and cook sausage all the way through. Intense stuff. And then you got, you know, minimum wage employees handling all this and handling your customers. I learned a lot. Every employee I trained at that Dunkin' Donuts, I trained myself. It was a 5-day training program. If you were exceptional, you got done in 3. If you were normal, you got done in 5. If you did not get done in 5, I just fired you on the spot. No hard feelings. But if you don't get pouring coffee and pulling donuts after 5 days, there's a problem. But that's probably my most notable Dunkin' Donuts experience. Most recently was my MVP Holdings experience. These guys were great. And they gave me what I call intellectual freedom. I went in there, I put in my systems, I put my take on things. I've actually created Super Bowl standards that they use to this day, and I don't even work there anymore. My execution levels were high. I did action plans often on all problems, and it was a very successful time for me. I don't want to get into too many details and accolades and stuff because that's not what this is for, but I've succeeded very well there, and it really showed me what I was made of. It was a very harsh environment, very busy, lots of hours, very hectic, and, you know, not a lot of support from the top. It was a very small team. Marketing made mistakes like menu mistakes. You know, if it doesn't say that there's a certain menu item on a dish, you're going to get yelled at least once a week for it. How come that's not on the menu? And, you know, and those kind of things suck. You know, whenever your people can't either A, afford to reprint a menu, or B, are capable of getting it right the first time, you know, it really backfires on operations. But you know, they were good, they were strong, and you know, I thank them for where I am today and where I am now, and it's been great, you know, and that's kind of my experience, you know, in a nutshell. You know, again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe, comment, share, like. You know, I appreciate all the video watching, and I appreciate all the great vibes and all the support out there. I know there's a lot of you that are really making it happen for me. So thank you so much, and see you in the next one.